Who would like to start this invocation?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll read. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Ajnana Timirandasya
G. Make it G. Agyana.
Ajnana
Agyana.
Timirandasya Adhyana
Yes.
Timirandasya Jana Salakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Ina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with a torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Min Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastasya Desha Tarini. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, our spiritual master, servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and modism. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadara, Sri Vasa, and all others in the line of devotion. Maha means great. Maha means great, and mantra means sacred chant for deliverance. Of all mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Hare pronounced Hare, Krishna pronounced Krishna, and Rama rhymes with Rama are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy known as Radha, and Krishna is name of God, meaning he who is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Thank you.
So the difference between Japa and Kirtan. Sankirtan is Japa, you're doing it with your beads. Sankirtan, you're doing with everyone and loudly. Just now you saw the devotees singing. That's Sankirtan. That's Kirtan. Sorry. Sankirtan is selling books. Okay, and giving the knowledge to everyone through the books. Okay, who would like to read this?
I will go, sir. Devaki Nandana Krishno Gita Patena Tushanti Yatna Vidya Danena Yajna Tirtha Pradepidi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita.
These are our temple deities. This is one of the festivals, so they decorated it very nicely. So anyone who is staying in KL or near KL, most welcome to come every Sunday. Of course, you won't get so many flowers. I mean, is more plain, but this is only on festivals they spend hours. Okay. So we take the darshan of, in the center, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. On the left, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And on the right is actually Radha Shamsundar. We have only a photo, we don't have the actual deity. Right? And then on this side here is Lord Nrsimha, the small deity. Okay, so if you come, you can see all that. And we chant our mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take the blessings of the deity and ask for their mercy that you can become a good devotee. We also take the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of National Society for Krishna Consciousness. So what happened was actually Prabhupada, he was chanting and then he got some disciples. And what happened was that he sent 2 couples to London to open a center. He did not go himself. He sent. And then they went there and somehow or another they managed to get in touch with the Beatles. They were very big, very famous singing group in those times. They were the number 1. And somehow or another they managed to contact George Harrison. So the one Prabhu went to see George Harrison to talk to him. So he was told by the secretary, okay, you sit down. And then later on, George Harrison came in and then he saw the Prabhu. He said, where are you? I've been waiting for you for so long to meet you guys. So it's amazing. George Harrison was actually waiting to meet the Hare Krishna devotees. And when he saw them, he was so happy. And George Harrison is the one who took to Krishna conscious, and he was a devotee. And also he bought a very big manor. Manor means a very big, like a mansion with a lot of land. And then he donated to ISKCON. And if you go to England at Watford, you go there, you can see the temple. The temple that was the land and the building that was donated is now a temple. It's a very famous temple in England. And during Janmashtami, so many people come, festivals, so many people come. So if you ever manage to go to England, please go and visit. We have another temple also in the center of the town of London, and there you have downstairs you have a restaurant, upstairs you have a temple. It's nice restaurant, very nice food and prasad, and upstairs also the very nice temple. Okay, who would like to read this? Volunteer?
I can go, Prabhu.
Okay.
Jayate satatam sakyam sarvajiva ganesaha prarabdam bhujjanto vapi gita vyasharatachasha. A person who is devoted to studying the Gita acquires a friendly disposition to all living beings, despite his occurring the reaction of his previous actions in this world.
So even in the past life, you were doing a lot of sinful reaction, But this life, you are devoted to studying the Gita, you will become a very friendly disposition to every living being. That means you're compassionate. But of course, when you need to defend, you need to defend. When you need to do your duty, you need to do your duty, even if it is not in a friendly state. Like for Arjuna, he has to do his duty. So even though he is very friendly to everyone and even to his cousins, even though they want to kill him, but Krishna says that is okay, very good, but you have to do your duty also. You cannot just say, you don't mix the two. The friendliness you do for everyone, but when the duty calls, you have to do your duty. Example, supposing you are a policeman and your cousin go and rob the bank. Can you tell, oh, I'm very friendly to my cousin, I cannot go and catch him? Cannot. Your cousin is your cousin, but you are a policeman. You have to arrest the robber, even if it's your cousin. You understand, huh? So Arjuna is faced with this, He is a soldier, he has to fight the war, but the other side are his relatives. So he cannot say they are my relatives, I don't want to fight with them. In fact, they want to kill you, but you are so compassionate, you don't want to fight with them. So Krishna says, no, cannot. You are a soldier, you have to fight. So in this way, when you read these things like that, you cannot become like friendly to everyone. I mean, in the sense, like example I give you. Supposing a businessman, he is friendly, he is a good devotee, he is friendly to everyone. And someone came to him and says, can you give me some, you are selling this product, can you give me on credit? I'll pay you later. So this businessman is friendly to everyone. He said, okay, I should be friendly to everyone. Let me give him some things. He will pay back. But the fellow took the thing and ran away and never paid back. So in this way, if you carry on doing like this, in the end, you will have no goods. Everyone has run away. Maybe 2-3 people pay, but many people will run away. And if you have a reputation that you are very lenient, the person who already cheated you will tell his friends, and they also will come and ask you for goods. Same story, and they also will cheat you. In the end, you will have to close your shop. So is that a correct thing? No, business is business. Friendly disposition is friendly disposition. You don't mix it. You have to do as a businessman, you have to see whether this person, I should not give credit because I don't know him. Why should I give him credit? And then I don't know his reputation. So in this way, you have to be world wise. That means wise in this world. And don't become all the good qualities you have, you cannot use it and mix it up in your work. You should be very careful. Okay, you understand, huh? So here Brahma lived for 100 years. On the right you can see, and this is actually how long Brahma lives and how many millions of trillions of years it is. Later in level 2 we'll explain to you. All right. So this is chapter 18, conclusion. So congratulations again. So at least you got the overview, right? Okay, so let's proceed. And here is Krishna and here is Arjuna. Now, in this chapter, Krishna explains many things, but we are not going to give you all the things because this is an overview. I will just speak on those that Krishna did not mention earlier in the other chapters. Because in this chapter is a conclusion. So he has mentioned many things he has said before in this chapter. But because this chapter is very long and it's only an overview, so we won't go deep. In level 2, we will go fully. Okay. So then Krishna says that firstly he says that there are 3 kinds of renunciations. Okay, who has the Bhagavad Gita? Can you read 18.3, 4, and 5? Who want to volunteer?
I will go, sir. Giriya.
Yeah, just the English. Huh?
Yeah. So the 18.3. Some learned men declare all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty, yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. 18.4. O best of the Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. O tiger among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of the 3 kinds. 18.5. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls.
So Krishna is talking about 3 things that should not be given up in spiritual life. One is sacrifice, one is charity, and one is penance. So what are these? Can someone read 6, 7, 8, and 9? Amy, you want to do?
And Prabhu. Text 6, is it?
6, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay. All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. As O son of Prata, that is my final opinion. Prescribed duties should never be renounced. If one gives up his prescribed duties because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now we have renunciation in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So what is renunciation? Is prescribed duties. So prescribed duties are never to be renounced, because if you give up your prescribed duty, you are in a mode of ignorance. If you do your prescribed duty only because it has to be done, and Arjuna says one who performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association, all attachment, the fruit is in the mode of goodness. But he also says, Arjuna says, who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced the mode of passion. Such action should never lead to the elevation of renunciation. So you have to do your duty, But sometimes people just give up, and that is ignorance. And then sometimes people feel it's troublesome. They try and avoid doing their duty as much as possible. But whatever, but they'll do it. If there's no choice, then they'll do it. And then the third one is you do your duty because this has to be done. This is correct way, correct thing to do. So this person is in a mode of goodness. So that is duty. Your duty is three modes of duty. All right. Remember in chapter 17, we have in 14 also we have the modes, different modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. This one is Krishna is explaining about duty. And then here Krishna is talking about the three types of knowledge. Knowledge in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. What is there? Goodness is one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. That means your knowledge is everyone is part and parcel of the Lord. Okay. Those in the mode of passion says that everybody is different. I am I, you are I, he, my relative is my relative, your relative is your relative. He sees everybody as not part and parcel of the Lord. Everyone is totally different. And then ignorance is you are attached to one kind of work as the all in all. That means without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager. Meaning that you have so much, you don't have much knowledge that you are attached to one work as all in all, without knowledge of the truth, which is very meager. Who is a person in Mahabharata who was very attached to his duty without good knowledge, in the wrong way? Anyone can answer?
Dronacharya.
No.
Arjuna.
No. Arjuna is doing it correct way.
Is it Duryodhana?
Duryodhana is a demonic man. He's not, but somebody is he did his duty, but he with no knowledge. I give you a hint. It's a son of Kunti.
Karna. Is it?
Arjuna.
Karna. So Karna was actually a very nice person, but then he is in a mode of ignorance, so he supported Duryodhana and he gave his life for Duryodhana. You no point giving your life for Duryodhana. Who you should give your life for? Who gave his life for Krishna? Someone try and answer. Who gave their life for Krishna?
Abhimanyu.
Arjuna. Arjuna is willing to follow whatever Krishna says. If you surrender yourself in this for Krishna. See, Karna surrender himself for Duryodhana, and then Yudhishthira, he is a devotee of Krishna, but he's very attached to his truthfulness. So much so that when Krishna tells him to do something, speak a white lie. You know what's the meaning of white lie? A white lie is a lie that has to be spoken for the good. And what happened is he says, no, I can't do it. You know, Yudhishthira's chariot was always floating. So much truthful he was. But when Krishna asked him to say, the Ashwatthama is dead, because Krishna knows that Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya. Dronacharya cannot be defeated. He knows all the secrets of fighting. But the heart is the heart. If someone says that his son is dead, he will lose the desire to fight. So Krishna told Yudhishthira, say that Ashwatthama is dead. Yudhishthira said, no, I will not. At that time, when he said no, his chariot was always above the ground. It went down onto the ground. That means, you see, when Krishna tells you to do, you do it, because it's a higher purpose. So anyway, finally, they managed to convince him to say, because there is another person, there's an elephant with the name of Ashwatthama. So then Bhishma was told to kill the elephant. Can you say the Ashwatthama is dead if we kill the elephant? He said, finally he said, okay. So when they killed the elephant, Ashwatthama, Yudhishthira said, Ashwatthama! But he did not say Ashwatthama is dead. He said Ashwatthama, and he softly said the elephant is dead. So even then also he cannot tell a full lie. He has to tell some elephant inside the story. So you understand. But if Arjuna was told, because Yudhishthira is the truth person. If he say anything, everybody believes. Dronacharya will believe. If Arjuna says something or anyone else say, Dronacharya won't believe. But if Yudhishthira say, he will believe. So finally, he did say, and what happened? Dronacharya lost his will to fight and Arjuna killed. Because Dronacharya is a very powerful. To win the war, Dronacharya must die. Otherwise, the war cannot be won. Krishna knows everything. And of course, he can kill Dronacharya, but he don't want. He already said, I won't fight. I will just be the chariot. So he has to do something behind the scenes. Okay? So this is about knowledge. Huh? You do action, you do a good action without the correct knowledge, or it's also in a mode of ignorance. Then you got happiness. 3 types of happiness. Krishna says that everyone needs to be happy to live in this world. Otherwise, they will go and commit suicide, or they will do something very bad, or they will be totally. The whole system cannot run. There is a lot of misery, but there must be some happiness to going. Otherwise, the world cannot run. You see, example, the man and the woman, they go and work. Why? Because they need the money. Because the money can actually give them some happiness of maybe a nice car, a good house, something like that. And also, anyway, so basically happiness is important also. Prabhupada once was asked, where is your miracle by the Western reporter? You are a yogi, you're from India. A lot of yogis can do magic. Where is your magic? He says, my magic is these hippie people. I have become devotees. They are hippies, they have become happies. So now they are very happy. Last time they were not happy. They were in what? In the drug dreamland. That is not happiness, that is living death. If you're taking drugs, it's called you are going to be a living dead person. You cannot do anything. All you think of is how to get money to take drugs. That is the danger. Okay, so happiness in the mode of goodness. In the beginning, it may be like poison or bitter. Okay, because they say poison, but I like to change it to bitter because poison will kill you. But in the beginning, it may be like bitter, but in the end, it's actually nectar. You will in the beginning, it's very hard. Example, you're going to school. In the beginning, it was very hard. You have to wake up early and go. But once you enjoy, when you are in the mood of it already, regularly doing it, then you go school regularly and you are learning. So the final thing is you get nectar. You become intelligent. You learn things. You become maybe a doctor or some profession. Example, okay. So things in the mode of goodness, it may be very difficult. Poison, like poison. Okay, poison you die, but I would like to say bitter. But at the end is nectar. Okay, because it gives you health. Example, bitter gourd. It's very bitter, right? But you sometimes you eat, but it's good for your health. Example. And things in the mode or happiness in a mode of goodness are awaken one to self-realization, come to God realization also. Self-realization meaning your Atma realization, which also means God realization, because your Atma relationship with God is there. And then happiness in the mode of passion, it is derived from contact with the senses of the object. That means you go like some people like rock music. So they go and dang, 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 example. So it is for them, this is their happiness. They love it. So that's a type of passion. And some people, they are, anyway, it's a lot contact with the senses. And passion is which appear like nectar in the first, but is poison in the end. Example is like you're taking smoking, or you're taking ignorance. I won't put drugs in the passion. I'll put drugs in the ignorance, which appears like nectar in the beginning, but poison at the end. So in the end, it destroys you. It makes you worldly, and it creates a lot of lust, anger, and greed. So these things, three things are the gateways to hell. So these things that you do arouse all this. So these are happiness in the mode of passion. You love it, but actually it is makes you very attached to material life, and you will be not interested in spiritual life. And then happiness in the mode of ignorance, which is blind to self-realization. That means you totally don't care, which is delusion from the beginning to the end, which arise from sleep, laziness, and illusion. People who are so lazy, they don't want to work. They just go and sit by the road and put a begging bowl and pretend that they are very poor, and they expect people to give them money. This is, and then they use the money. This is a work. Actually, that's work, but happiness is you see this man here. He's like a bum. A bum means a person who doesn't want to work. He would just lay in the street, take some money here, and then someone never finish their food. He will take the plate and eat. You've seen this type of people, right? So this one is delusion from the beginning to the end. They got nobody respect them. They got no friends. They are lonely. and they don't like to think about God. They don't want to pick up themselves. They don't want to do their duty in life. So they don't want to contribute to the economy of the country. So that is happiness in a mode of ignorance. So before we go there, #61. We also got action in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. That one we already covered, right? Krishna again speaks in this chapter. Okay, who would like to read 18, 29, 30, 31? Bhagavad Gita 18, 29, 30, and 31. 3 verses. Anyone? Anyone has Bhagavad Gita?
I have, sir.
Okay, please read.
Text 30. O son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. Text 31. O son of Pritha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, it is in the mode of passion. Mommy. And text 32. That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion, under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in the wrong direction, or prata, is in the mode of ignorance.
Thank you. So it's a understanding of what ought to be done and not to be done, what to be feared and not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in a mode of goodness. So you have this understanding, which is important. And that understanding, which you don't know what is religion and what is irreligion, then you will get caught into false religious organizations. And you don't know what action should be done and what should not be done. That is in the mode of passion. That means you will enter into a religion which they'll tell you all kinds of funny ideas which are not from the scriptures. They have made it up and they tell you it's the truth. And you cannot see that these people are cheating you. They are making use of you for their own benefit. That is in a mode of passion. And then there is another one who considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion, under the spell of illusion and darkness, and always doing the wrong things, is in a mode of ignorance. That means person who worships, example, Satan, that is irreligion, but he thinks this is a nice religion. Communism is irreligion, and they think this is nice religion. It's a very good way, you know. So communism is an irreligion. You follow a communist philosophy, you are irreligious. You don't believe in God, you are irreligious. And you think this is the correct way. So in this way, you become in the mode of ignorance. So it's very important to read the Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures. Our Vedic scriptures have been given to us by our great acharyas, great yogis, great spiritual leaders, and they have given all in the books, and they have compiled in the books. So we should understand. Okay, who would like to read 33, 34, and 35 in English.
I can read it.
Yes, please.
O son of Prata, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. 34. But that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna. 35. And that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Such unintelligent determination, O son of Prata, is in the mode of darkness.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So determination is important in spiritual life. You must be determined to get out of this material world and go to the spiritual world. You must be determined to follow the things to do and the things and not do the things not to do. You know, because why? Your aim is one. I want to succeed in this. So that type of determination is steadfast with yoga practice. That means knowledge and with devotion for coming to Krishna conscious. Thus, you control the activity of the mind, the life, and your life you control what you should do, what not do. Your senses also you control. It is in the mode of goodness. Krishna says this is very important. And some people are very determined. I am determined that I will make $1 billion. I'm very determined that I want to do this invention. All this is good. But if your determination in that is actually in a mode of passion. But if you are determined to do that, that is okay. But you must always understand that if that determination that prevents you from doing your spiritual life, that means it is determination in the wrong. If the same determination you use for in spiritual life, and you also use this because of course you want to do your duty, you want to get the determination. So solely for the purpose of material gain and without any desire for spiritual gain, that is determination, the mode of passion. And then that determination cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Such unintelligent determination is in the mode of darkness. I am determined to actually rule the whole world, and everyone must follow me, and I am the God, there is no God. That kind of determination is in the mode of darkness. And then there's another person. So in this way, determination is important in life to do something. Otherwise, you will do nothing. Okay. So happiness, we already speak on. 3 types of happiness. So okay, who would like to do this verse here? 61 to 63.
I'll go, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hit dese arjuna tishati brahmayan sarva bhutani yandra rudani mayaya tam eva saranam gacha sarva bhavina barada tat prasadat param sandin stanam prapyasi sasvadam idite jananam akyatam guhyat guya dharam maya vimshayatat asina Yadashi Tata Guru. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. O scion of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Thus, I have explained to you more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Thanks.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very famous verse. Krishna is saying that I am seated in everyone's heart. A person who is materialistic, I understand he is materialistic. Person who is spiritual, I understand he is spiritual. And I am directing the all living entities who are seated. The soul is seated on a machine, that is the body made of material energy. And he says that you must surrender unto him. Him means Krishna himself. And if you surrender unto him by his grace, because Krishna knows everything, if you surrender fully unto him, by the mercy of Krishna, you will get transcendental peace. We are all looking for peace. More than happiness, we are looking for peace. And the peace meaning don't have misery. So no, misery means happiness actually. For us, the lack of misery is happiness and peace. But happiness also can be in having something beneficial come to you which you like. Okay, so anyway, Krishna is saying that you will get transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode, both spiritual world. I have explained to you this knowledge. Whole Bhagavad Gita, he has explained to you this knowledge, which is more confidential. Deliberate among all the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita is very confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Now I've explained to you, you can do this way, you can do this way, you can do this way, you can do this way. Now, if you want to take up what I'm telling you to do, you take it. You don't want to take up, I cannot force you. You are independent, you are actually have a free will. So your free will is there. Of course, your free will is not fully free. It is still under the control, but to a certain extent, Krishna allows you to move and do your own karma. So this is what one man said, you know, oh, I'm so happy because he read this verse. Krishna says, deliberate on this fully and do as you wish to do. So I wish to do this thing. I wish to enjoy my life. So Krishna says it's okay, so no problem. But you cannot take the thing out of context. You must take the whole Bhagavad Gita and then and then follow that. Not just say, Krishna says you can do what? He points to this verse. Krishna says you can do what you want, no problem. Everyone can do what they want. If everyone can do what they want, what will happen to the world? Everything will come tipsy-topsy. Who would like to read this?
I can go, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Sarvaguhya tamam guhya surno me paramam vacha istosi me dirham iti tato vakshami te hitam. Because you are my very dear friend, I'm speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit.
Yeah. So Krishna says you're my very dear friend. Anyone who takes up devotional service is very dear friend. Okay. So he will actually help you so much because you are his dear friend. What? If you have a dear friend, your dear friend asks you for help, of course you want to help him. He is your very good friend, right? Same way, if you are a dear friend to your friend and you need help, your dear friend will definitely help you. Okay. If he's not helping you, that means he's not your dear friend. He is you think he's your dear friend, but he's not. But in Krishna's case, if you have devotional service for him, he definitely is your dear friend. Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? Ranjita Sini, have you read?
No, sir. Alright.
Read this.
Man mana bhava mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru mam evasyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksayisyami masucha. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
Thank you. These two verses are the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, actually. The first one is 4.9, chapter 4, verse 9. That is, in itself, it stands on itself. If you just follow that verse, you go back to the spiritual world. You follow these two verses, you go back to the spiritual world. And what is it? Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. You will come to me without fail. Isn't it going back to the spiritual world, the ultimate goal? He will say, you will come without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So you have to think of Krishna, be his devotee, worship him, offer your homage to him, and he will go and he will make sure you come back to the spiritual world. And then this second verse, this is 65. 66 is, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. That means forget all different types of religion. Just follow the correct Sanatan Dharma. This is actually Sanatan Dharma, the eternal religion. All other varieties of religion are materialistically contaminated religions. So they are having people who are the leaders of the religious movement, having the ultimate idea of making use of the other people for their own benefit. They become big leaders in this spiritual organization, and they get the name, fame, and respect. That is how they want. They don't care so much about you. They more care about you following the system so that they can get the name, fame, and respect and the power. This is what they care. They don't care for you so much. You're whatever, whether you make it back to the spiritual world or not. They just promise you empty promises. You do this, you go back spiritual world. But they are all not truthful. So just surrender unto me. And they will tell you that my religion is the only religion that can bring you back. Others all are bogus. So Krishna says, all religion give up. Just follow my instructions, the Sanatan Dharma, the eternal religious principles and the eternal way, and the becoming my devotee. I will deliver you from all sinful reaction. You see, you are doing so many sins, but you are also getting rid of a lot of sins. When you go to the temple, you get rid of sins. When you do chanting, you get rid of sin. When you're doing fasting, you get rid of sin. But still, you cannot finish clearing all. So if you have this, be his devotee and follow this, Krishna says, whatever barren sins, I'll take and throw it away. You know, I won't suffer for your sins. I don't have to suffer. I'm not like Jesus Christ. I will take all your sins and suffer. Why should Jesus have to suffer? If he is God, why he has to suffer? He can just take and throw away. So how you say that Jesus is suffering for your sin? Come on. And what the sin? Who did the sin? Who did the sin? Who are the first two people in the Christian? Adam and Eve did the sin and all of you have to suffer. What type of philosophy is this? If your father did something wrong, do you need to pay for it? You did not do wrong. If Hiranyakashipu did all the wrong things, did Prahlad Maharaj suffer for it? Of course not. It's not fair. Supposing your father go and rob the bank, will they take you and put you in jail and say, your father robbed the bank, I put you in jail, I can't catch it? No, right. It's all bogus philosophy. So Krishna is saying, give up all these varieties of religion. They are all materialistic religion. Just surrender unto me. I have the power to actually bring you back to the spiritual. So do not fear. This is a very important verse. Please, 1866, 65 and 66 is very important. Of course, this is also very important. These are all very important verses. The last final instructions of Krishna. Okay. And okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read yet? Everyone read? Everyone read? Okay, who would like to read this second time? Give you a chance to read again. Who would like to read this?
I'll go, sir.
Okay, sure.
For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end, he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. And I declare that he who studies the sacred conversation of worships me by his intelligence, and one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell.
Thank you. Now Krishna is speaking different, in this. It's not like one for everything. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. Devotee means a person who is interested in Krishna. That is a loose definition of a devotee. Sometimes when you talk about devotees, you think, oh, people who are very strictly following Krishna. But that is actually strict devotees, okay, who are very dedicated devotees. But everyone is a devotee of the Lord, actually, but many of them don't realize this and don't go to him. So here Krishna says that if this supreme secret, what is the supreme secret? Bhagavad Gita. To the devotees, people who are interested in, who may be interested. If supposing you speak to someone and they say, don't talk rubbish, I don't want to listen, there is no Krishna, leave him, because he is not a devotee at all. He is an envious person. So go to another person. There are so many people waiting for you to help them. But you don't know that they are waiting and they don't know where to look. So if you keep on knocking on every door, you will get some people who will be very happy and say, like how George Harrison said, where were you guys? I've been waiting for you. You understand? There'll be some people there who'll be thinking, where are you? This is what I have been waiting for. So you will get your devotional service if you do this service of trying to help people to become God conscious, Krishna conscious, and help them to go back to the spiritual world. At the end, you will come back to me. Because you are doing this, Krishna is so pleased, he will definitely help you come back to him. He says, there is no servant more dear to me than he, nor will there be ever one more dear, because you know everyone is my children. I am telling everyone to come back, but there are many people not listening to me also. So I'm depending on all of you who have already accepted this philosophy to also try and help others. I will be very happy. Like example, if I have two sons, example. One son ran away and one son is with me, okay? And then my son with me always tell the son who ran away, please come back, father is good, it'll be good for you also. So of course, I'll be very happy with my son who's trying to get my other son to come back. Okay? So Krishna is saying, all of you are my nice children. Even though you are some of you are very envious of me or whatever, but whatever, most of you are innocent, you are materialistic. So if you can get a person who try and preach to them so they can change. All of us, many of us, in the beginning we were maybe doing so many things. Then later on we had some inclination to learn about spiritual life. That's why we are here. Otherwise, you won't be sitting in this Bhagavad Gita class, right? So Krishna says that if you do this, I will be very happy with you. And I declare that then third thing, this is number one, you preaching. Number two is, I will be very happy with you. Number three is that anyone who studies this Gita, the sacred conversation of ours, you worship me by your intelligence. You will become very intelligent. You worshiping me with your intelligence. And one who listens with faith, without envy. This is important, huh? Without envy. Become free from sinful reaction and attains to the auspicious planet where the pious dwell. Did I tell you the story of Brahmana? Mahaprabhu went to South India and saw a Brahmana who was reading the Bhagavad Gita, and there were tears coming out from his eyes. Did I tell you that story?
Yes.
Yes. So in this way, you understand that you must have faith without envy and free from sinful reaction. You get free from sinful reaction, and you will minimum, if you are not following, you will go to the Deva planet. If you are following, you will go to the, where Krishna says, you will come back to me in the first part. But you listen with faith without envy, you become free from sinful reaction. Even if you are not following my instruction, at least you go to the Deva planet. You know, you will enjoying that. There is no loss. Okay. Who would like to read? Kashmini and read?
Can Prabhu?
Yeah.
Kachit etachyutam partha dvayaikragrena chetasa kachit ajnana samoha pranastaste dhanam jaya. O son of Pritha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind, and are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled?
So Krishna is asking us, Oh, all of you, oh Kashmini, Mohan, Suji, all of you, Ravi, all of you, have you heard with an attentive mind? Is your ignorance and illusion now dispelled? He's asking us. And what Arjuna is saying, I cannot say for all of you, but Arjuna is saying for himself. Who would like to read this? Volunteer?
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay.
Arjuna Uvacha Nasto Moha Smriti Labda Tvat Prasadan Maya Chuta Stito Smigata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions.
Thank you. So when we read the Bhagavad Gita fully and understand it, this will be our situation. Okay. Okay. Who would like to read this? Amy, you want to try?
Can Prabhu. Sanjaya Uvacha Yatra Yogeshvara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurtara Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
Thank you. So whenever you put Krishna in your life, and wherever you act like Arjuna as the dedicated servant and friend, you will certainly have opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. That's Sanjaya's opinion. Okay? This is what he is saying. So that was the end of chapter 18. So we recap. Knowledge in goodness is undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. In goodness is poison first, at the end is nectarian, self-realization. And passion is nectar first, and is poison, sense, that's passion. In the beginning is nice, and is poison, and it is only with sense and sense objects. Example, if you eat too much sweets, you will get diabetics. So you have to, sweet is good if you eat a bit at the end of your meal, Ayurveda says. But if you become passionate about sweets, you eat a lot, you will get diabetes. After that, it's like poison. You have to suffer. And then have knowledge, in the happiness, in the mode of ignorance is you are totally foolish from the beginning and foolish at the end. And then most confidential knowledge, Krishna says, always think of me, be my devotee, worship me, offer your homage to me. You will come to me without fail. I promise you, because you are my very dear friend, and abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender to me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Okay. And then the last one, Sanjaya conclusion is wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, you have Krishna and you are like in the mood of Arjuna. I take it that way, but anyway, if you put Krishna and Arjuna photo, it's also okay. When you always think, meditate on them, you have opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. Your life will become successful. Okay, Mohan, you like to read this?
Again, Prabhu, the importance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is very strongly stressed in the second canto, first chapter, verse 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam in the following way. Sukadeva Goswami tells Maharaja Parskit, my dear king, if one is subconsciously attached to the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it's to be understood that he has attained the highest perfectional stage.
Yes. So all the time you are thinking, when you are chanting regularly means you are always thinking of Krishna regularly. And you have reached a very high level of spiritual consciousness. So we will have a graduation ceremony. I will let you know when it is. So all of you are most invited. And please do all your quizzes. And I will give you the Zoom meeting also. This is former one, okay? And then if you do level 2, you will do Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 to 18 in 21 weeks. Then you will have 22 week is introduction to Bhagavad Gita. And then week 23 and 24 is only possible if the COVID finish, which means you have a gathering. And also you will have a trip to maybe someplace, a devotional trip. But this is only possible if the COVID finish. I'm not sure. So anyway, if you do level 2 is 1 to 21 and week 22 weeks totally. 22 normally we do on a Sunday evening, 7:30 to 8:30. Some people, some of the they do on Saturday. So, but I will normally do on a Sunday because I think more people are more free on a Sunday, unless the group wants it on another day, and we can accommodate that. Okay, so we will also give you a link for you to register. Okay, so in I think in the maybe in the quiz there is a link. If there is, you register. If they will ask you, are you interested? You must say yes. If you're not interested, you don't say, you say no. But if there is no link, then leave it. I will send you a link for you to register later. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam, you heard about Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a very nice book. It's very interesting. I think Mohan is reading Srimad Bhagavatam, right, Mohan?
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you say something about your experience on Srimad Bhagavatam? Because I say, of course, but at least some you say it'll be interesting.
Well, my experience reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, first of all, that's the extended version of Bhagavad Gita, I would say. So once you read Bhagavad Gita, you will try to understand more things. But Srimad Bhagavatam gives you a better perspective on things and in detail more explanation on each verse. That also includes the stages of perfection of a human being and what one should attain in their life and understand much more better. So that is what I felt my experience of reading Bhagavatam. But I'm still reading. I'm still trying to understand. As well, I already spoke to our guru as well. I've already asked him more things. I've discussed with him. So if all of you got a chance, I would suggest that you can read Srimad Bhagavatam. But just make sure that you're getting it from the right source and whatever that you understand or you need to clarify, I think it's best that you reach out to our guru as well.
Thank you very much. So you get a certificate. Those who have regularly came for classes and put in the quizzes, you will be given a certificate. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions? Or any comments on how you like the Bhagavad Gita class so far?
I really enjoyed it, Prabhu. Thank you so much again for taking all of your time to explain each chapter the verses and elaboration out of it. Me and Kashmi, our gratitude of thank you to you. I think we have to thank you so much again, Prabhu, for all of the guidance that you've given.
Okay, welcome. Any other person have any comments? Are you happy so far?
Yeah, I have a comment. I think it's just want to say similarly thank you as well. I think it set a good foundation for us to study deeper. I mean, and it was very consistent every day, every weekday. Gave us a good bearings of the Gita and how to take it further.
Okay, can we take a group photo? Everyone can show your and everyone open your videos here. Gigi, how about you? Okay, everyone say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good night.
Good night, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Post the picture in the group, okay? For your memory.
Thank you, sir.
Who's your friend?
Teacher.